the break. Hey, everybody.
Alrighty.
Let's do it.
Okay, so while the vixen leaves dead animals in its wake, traveling out into the weird zone, I want to see what Smith, July, and Tao are doing.
Yes.
Yeah. So the gunshots have stopped.
Okay.
It's gotten quiet. But I think that like it's important to remember that like while it's a different kind of quiet. Like if you've never spent time like out in the wilderness, there's no like car noise or anything, obviously.
Right.
But there's like animal sounds, like there's like birds, and you can hear the water. Just like water running is a constant sort of white noise everywhere you are.
Yeah.
And one thing that you notice that's absent, because I mean we know that the vixen is loud as hell. You hear its engines like roaring and then gone, just sudden silence.
Right.
Like they just disappear down a hole.
Right. I'm hoping. Oh, right. So it's not like I'm hearing them like, oh, they're going further away, and then it's that like literally
quieting. It just goes off.
Tal probably doesn't notice that like I sigh. Like we're walking through this place. There's probably lots of like deep breaths and grunting and stuff. But when I hear that happen, I think July is a little concerned. Also, maybe a little glad that he didn't go back.
Yeah.
Not a fan. So I feel like we're the space in between for me is really interesting because I think it's just like a nice mix of like different sized buildings, and like I also realized like there's probably a lot of things that have been completely destroyed that for like you or I would be like terrifying because like buildings shouldn't lay that way, but it's like part of our daily lives at this point. It's like walking down the side of a collapsed skyscraper for a mile is not that different than walking down a highway. It's just a feature of the world. How close are we to the kind of like rendezvous point?
I think it depends. Did you like dash there or did you walk?
I think we dashed for the first half of it, and then like after the boat disappears, after it's clear that we're silent, I kind of fall back into a quiet walk. Also try to calm. This is one of those situations where I think what I'm trying to do is calm Tao down, but really there's a degree of like, if I have to calm her down, then also it makes me catch my breath and like.
Sure. Yeah. Because you have to justify like reasons why she should be calm and.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I think we're walking down the side of a fallen skyscraper, down towards like a residential district. Down towards like this kind of other beachfront, or now it's a beachfront. It was not always a beachfront.
Sure.
And eventually, I finally start to talk again to her. So, what's it like being siblings to someone like Mercer?
She like sniffles and like wipes her face and looks at you. What do you mean?
Well, only family I ever had was Frankie, and me and her look a little different. So I wonder, like, in your little community, do people ever get you confused, or do you have to live up to her expectations? Or
she shakes her head. No, nobody'd ever mistake me for her. Vice versa.
You're a lot more quiet. That's a good thing. Not that you shouldn't talk. I get like a little like faux flustered. I'm like
that. Yeah, that line coming from Navari would have been very different.
Right. Exactly.
Say that way.
Yeah. So I saw Mercer yesterday, and she didn't have one of those armbands. What's that all about?
And she kind of like doesn't want to talk about it. Like she like looks at it and then like looks away, like she's hiding something for sure. Like unsubtly.
When she does that, he Smitchell kind of like stops walking for a second and says, "I want to show you something." And I hold up my hands, my super calloused hands.
Yeah.
There are things about us that maybe are tough for us to deal with sometimes. Tough to admit, or tough to confront. Sometimes we don't even know what's really going on. But in my experience, being honest with the people you care about, that'll set a lot of things right that would otherwise be very wrong.
So she's gonna spend one of her hold to give you something you want. So she'll open up to you, and this happens because when you say like being honest with the people you care about, she hears I care about you.
Right. Yep.
And so so she touches the armband again, and she says, well, nothing gave it to me. He said I'm special. We've been talking a lot, but well, not anymore. And she like scowls. She kind of like looks in the direction of where the enclave is. Like she looks north wistfully.
Did something happen?
She gestures around. She's like, they made me leave.
Nothing did, or Mercer, or
Monk and Exit said I had to go. That it was dangerous. Something bad was going to happen.
I know Monk and Exit as being tied to Mercer.
So Monk is sort of a semi-independent, like he's like the dock foreman guy. I think I refer to him as like chief wharf rat.
Yeah.
Exit is one of Mercer's security dudes, I think.
Right. Okay.
Exit is Mercer's head of security, and also is romantically linked to Tao,
right?
In some way, or was.
Right. Does Smith know about that romantic linking, or did we?
Is that the kind of thing that Smith would know about?
I think it's possible, but I don't think in this specific case there's any like specific justification for why it would be a thing. Like no, because he doesn't know Tao. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not. Yeah.
So you know generally their job and how you might interact with them, and it's.
Yeah. What did Mercer think of nothing?
She shakes her head. She's like, Mercer wouldn't talk to him. Said he was crazy.
Yeah. I'm friends with a lot of crazy people. Sometimes they say things that people don't like to hear. Your sister has maybe a history of reacting poorly to things she doesn't want to hear. I'm sure it'll all blow over. Let's just keep going and give things some time to cool down.
So while you're walking with Tao, she's talking to you, but the cadence of her voice and the things that she's saying, like she's using words that don't seem like they match her. Like she's regurgitating someone else's words to you. And she's talking about like her sister specifically, and is like says something about how Mercer is embarrassed about how she can't remember things, and how that's nothing to be embarrassed about, and that we should all just be okay with not remembering, because there's a reason behind everything. And if you're not meant to remember, or if you don't remember, you're not meant to remember. And sometimes bad things happen that you wish you could forget. And she's like just kind of going on this like she's like someone who's been told things and is trying to remember the way they were phrased, and you can hear her pause awkwardly to like fill in the gap with like somebody else's speech, but she's like, I can't remember how he said this, but she never outwardly says like, oh, he said this.
Yeah,
that's definitely the impression.
I say at a certain point, like it gets to me a little bit, and I say, it's funny. I wonder if Nothing would mind being forgotten himself.
Okay.
And kind of pick up the pace a little bit. Like, you know, part of manipulating people is being attractive to them, but the other half is like telling them that there's a risk of me no longer.
Oh yeah, she picks up on that right away and like apologizes. Like she doesn't know what she's apologizing for, but obviously something wrong.
Playing it right then.
Hey, I'm sorry, and like kind of like chases after you. Cool. Okay. So meanwhile, back on Danger Boat, you guys are tearing ass into the wastewater. Gritch, we realized there was a break. You're worse off than we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Navarre's blood craze.
That's right.
I can't actually do one harm.
Those days are gone.
I remember when I
They're like, oh, I'm only gonna hurt Gritch a little bit and break my freaking arm.
yeah, so Gritch, you're like laid out and bleeding on the deck.
What do
Yeah,
I?
like I probably landed really hard and it's like aggravated my freaking gunshot wound.
Adam, what am I seeing? Like when I look out the bridge window here and try to navigate, is it different than normal water?
No, it looks pretty normal from where you're at.
So there's some buildings sticking up here and there. There's overgrown with trees and shit, and
Yeah, the tops of some like dead trees that have drowned.
so I've brought it down to like quarter speed, and we're sort of like slowly winding our way through the.
Yeah,
stuff.
and Navari, are you giving directions? Are you?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Turn
Yeah.
around.
That was
have
the
you-
purpose of punching Gritch, was to be able to have a clear vision of where
Totally.
to instruct Frankie.
Have you
That's why I
done?
apologize.
Have the two of you done that before? Like, have you taken these directions from Navari before?
We
That you remember?
yeah, like I think we've probably illustrated me.
Yeah,
Oh, like on the prow of the boat.
pointing.
like standing and pointing or something. Yeah, totally.
Like 100 different ways. It's like
yeah,
that's
you have
like,
eight
yeah,
arms.
I have 8 arms.
pointing in different directions.
Yeah.
Navari,
that's-
the navigator.
Yeah.
Just in the weird though.
So I think maybe like I see you out on the prow with Gritch, and I see you like lash out at him, and I'm like, whoa, okay. And then when you come out of it, you can kind of like look over your shoulder and like
Yeah.
gesture and stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of just looking at you with one hand on the wheel and sort of following your lead essentially. So yeah, when you tell me to like loop around this building 6 times, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I am the worst at weird, so it doesn't even, I don't get it really, but it works, I guess. There's some drawings where we did it before one time.
Yeah.
So,
We feel confident in what we've seen depicted. So
Yeah,
we just
I
kind of
just-
go for it.
I just trust you. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I really don't get it. I'm not on that wavelength of like, yeah, this is all weird stuff. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
So it might look clear to maybe him or to Frankie because she isn't into the weird, but maybe it's like a path we can see in the weird a little.
Okay. So you spot after a little bit of like circuitous floating around, you spot the dinghy, you spot the boat, and it's just sitting there in the water, maybe like 200 or 300 meters ahead of you. And Frankie, I think you notice first of all, there's something off. Like it's not doing what stationary objects in water usually do, which is like bobbing up and down with the waves. It's just stuck in place. It's just sitting there.
And the water's like lapping around it, and
Yeah, the water's moving around it,
but it's not moving.
yeah, it's not moving up or down. It's just like adhered in place.
Is it like moored at a building or something, or is it just like sitting
out in the open? Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I would like to read the situation.
Okay, good call. Sure.
That's the kind of thing that would send up my danger sense.
Wait a second.
Okay, sharp. Nope, did it do it? Oh, there it goes.
Nice.
9.
Alrighty. What would you like to know?
I will ask. Ooh, there's some Apocalypse World game has what's really going on here as a question, but not this one.
No.
What should I be on the lookout for? Yeah, let's ask that. So,
and you're looking for things that would be a danger to you and your crew and the ship?
yeah, because I'm not weird, right? So I'm like actually looking for actual dangers.
Okay.
Like
All
maybe
right.
this is some sort of trap or something, or that's where my mind would go.
Okay.
That they-
If it is a trap, it wasn't set by Twice or Honeytree. You see Twice standing outside of the boat, like just kind of on the water.
okay.
He's holding like a fire axe and seems to be like chopping at something next to the boat in a panic. Like, he drops the axe a couple of times and like has to pick it up and is just like panicked and like.
So he's like hitting the water kind of, and water's flying
Yeah.
up and. Okay.
I think I've struggled to my feet at this point.
Okay.
Can we heal? Like, would I know to bandage him, or can we? Is that a dynamic in this game? Can we?
Well, you don't. You don't have a first aid kit. Or
Oh,
anything,
okay.
So you have to find somebody.
No,
to
I'm
take
just
care of.
fucked because you beat the crap out of me. Because your voices in your head told you to.
I'm just fucked. Fair. Harsh but fair.
Yes.
Sorry.
So I'll pull it back to an idle, and like instead of coming head on, I'll like drift sideways in towards them.
Okay.
And kind of like rap on the window to get Navarre's attention, and kind of like give her the hand signal for grab that guy, don't kill him.
I listen.
Okay, so
So if we can like pull in and
twice, yeah. As you approach, like the boat's loud, and theoretically he should respond, but he doesn't seem to hear or see you. Like he maybe looks in your direction once, like as if he heard something, but then
But
turns
there's
back
no-
to like axing at the water, and he's literally just swinging the axe into the water. There's a splash, and then he swings again, like he's chopping firewood or like trying to
And he's standing on the water.
standing on the water. Yeah.
Okay.
In the same way that the boat is frozen in place, the water is like hitting his like legs and splashing up around him, but you can see underneath there's nothing supporting him.
Whoa. Okay.
So yeah, as we come in, I lean over and can I grab him?
Okay, so as you're getting closer, you go to the edge of the boat. You can see now there's like gasoline has leaked from the engine into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
The body, there's like blood smeared over the side, but the body seems to have been thrown overboard or disappeared. And you look around for, Twice is there, obviously standing out there looking haggard. But where Honeytree was before, there's just like an old man. Like he's like got to be like 80. Just like wizened old man, just like sitting in the boat, like holding himself and shivering. Like he's just like meter long beard, and his hair is all like yellow and long. And he's just like curled up in the side of the boat.
How close are they?
From where you are, like 10 meters maybe.
God, you stop using this Canadian.
Sorry, like what? 30,
10 yards.
33 feet.
Yeah, something like that.
I just don't know. I'm trying to think of how far. Can I just throw something at the guy just to see if he's real?
Yeah.
Like a grenade?
I would. No, not a grenade. Like a,
Well, they were real.
like a rock, kind of an item that doesn't matter on the boat. I don't know what that would be though.
You could throw me.
Yeah, exactly.
Here for yours.
I don't think I can throw you 30 feet. I think I can barely throw. I mean, I guess I'm really strong.
If she could, she would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like.
There's like a rope coiled up there. You could like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Toss the end of the rope at them or something.
I don't want to give them away over though. I guess I don't know if I can reach him. That's what you're saying because we're not trying to get too close. Can I open my brain again?
Actually, no. My plan was I'm trying to pull up next to them so you can haul them on board.
I wanted to throw something at the old guy to see if he was real or if he was like an illusion. That's all I was trying to do.
Yeah.
More like, what is that? Duh.
Or any,
so
like old
as the
fish-
boat,
Yeah. I have
as
like
the
an
boat's
empty
drifting
clip
right,
or something.
You throw the rope ahead, or
No, just like a
just like an object. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
just
All
like
right.
a piece of metal. I just throw it at him.
Okay, so you
just
take
wanna see what
the like an empty magazine or something,
Yeah.
throw it in that direction.
Not something
it gets,
I can refill later.
It gets about 10 or 15 feet from the boat, and then just the arc like slows. And then as it goes further away from you, you can see it like rust and corrode. And after another 5 or 6 feet, it just like turns to a cloud of dust. And when it hits him, when the cloud like reaches him, he like waves at it and like looks up and like looks around like, "Fuck was that?"
Oh no.
Rust off his face.
Change of plans.
I don't think we should put the boat in there. No.
So we're like drifting sideways now, and I like kick the engine on and try to like. I mean, right? It's like turning the battleship a little bit, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm like, no.
So, and the boat like lurches suddenly.
Well, I think that as you, well, you know what, act under fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I have to act under fire.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens.
Fortunately, I'm in my boat, so I get
Yeah.
+2 to that. So this will just be. We'll just add 2 to whatever I roll here.
10.
10.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you do manage to like wheel it around. Maybe some of the like paint on the outside of the boat like cracks and
Like,
peels
off, and we just scrape past the anomaly.
Yeah, and then you
I fall off the boat.
God damn it!
You fall off the boat.
Yeah, because I was like at the rail on that side, and then
true.
you suddenly like pull it up and run, and I'm just like, whoa, lose my balance because I'm all like groggy and injured, and
Oh man!
so I fall overboard
Swoosh.
into the like zone of crazy weirdness.
Yeah, I mean you're still kind of right on the edge. Yeah.
How do I see him fall? Like, am I?
Yeah, you see him go over as you come around the corner.
I think then I would grab the rope and run over
Okay.
and throw it at him for sure.
Okay.
So now that I'm like treading water,
Mhm.
looking over at them, anything different? Do they notice me?
I think that Twice has lowered the axe and is like leaning over and like peering kind of at like in your direction, but he's not like waving or like seeing you necessarily.
I think I'll just like yell, "Remember me," at him.
Okay. So as the boat is pulling away, you wanna throw the rope to Rich?
Totally.
Post-apocalyptic weird zone water skiing in
Yeah.
5. Pull him up onto his feet. He jumps over some sharks. Okay, so you like wind the rope and throw it to him, and I think that when you throw it, the rope immediately just starts to like uncoil into individual strands. So it starts as like a thick one, and then breaks into the like individual strands that make up the rope, and then each one splits. So it's like a cone of like filament that just flies out of your hand and just like trails slowly behind the boat like a sail.
Is he like too far to reach now too?
I don't know how hard are you gunning it, Frankie? How far do you get before you stop?
I don't feel like we're in a position to like go fast here. There's buildings and stuff around, so I just all I do is like station keeping thruster turn and then like pump the engine a bit to so we were drifting this way and now we're drifting this way.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So we're slowly drifting away from Grid and leaving him behind essentially.
Yes.
But yeah, so I like look out the side and I see him in the water. I'm just like, and we've got this weird. It's like hanging in the air, like fractaling out.
Yeah, and it's like it's slowly kind of like undulating, but it's peeling out from behind the boat.
What's happening to Gritch? Are they just in the water, like treading water?
You can hear just barely. You can hear him shouting, but you can't tell if he's shouting like "Help! I fell overboard" or something else because the engine is so loud. So let's cut back to Smith July.
Yeah.
No water skiing over here. We're just.
So you and Tao are making your way back towards the rendezvous spot. And I think at one point she stops, like she's following you, but you hear her footsteps like stop behind you.
Mm-hmm. I stop and turn around. Everything all right?
She's looking not back the way you came, but like south.
Okay.
And she's just staring at like copse of trees, and you can see that there's like a small family of deer that are there, and they're like feeding on some of the like water blooming like plants. She stopped and like is staring at them.
Is this the sort of thing that she's? Can I tell if her read on this is about? I guess I want. Does she look like she's seen deer before, or is this like seeing the ocean for the first time?
I don't know. Why don't you read?
Okay, here's how I'm gonna read her. I stop and I kind of like swagger back to her lightly, and I let my fingers intertwine with hers and just stand and watch them for a while and kind of like feel at her pulse.
Okay.
And I do say, I say, how many deer are there? And like, is it like a family of deer?
Yeah, there's like 5. There'd be like 2 like mother and father
Yeah.
terms are for those deer, and then like 3 younger ones. Cool.
Sometimes simpler things are more beautiful, aren't they?
And so you go ahead and read her, because it sounds like you're trying to get
Trying to just get a feeling where she's at emotionally here.
yeah, her you can feel her like pulse. Her heart is pounding.
Sharp, right? Oof.
Okay, what would you like to know?
Okay, so for read a person, it is.
You can ask now, or you can.
I want to know what she's really feeling.
She's terrified.
Okay.
There's like weird monsters with like scary horns, and she's just. You can hear like she's taking these like sharp, like gasping breaths, and is like squeezing your hand.
So I have my right hand intertwined with her left hand, and I reach over with my other hand and rest it on her shoulder, and I say, "They're called deer. They've been here for as long as we have, at least. Never hurt a soul. Real dull teeth. The things on their heads, it's like jewelry, or like it's like." And I look down at my sword, and like I look at it, mostly
they're like jewelry, like this sharp weapon I'm carrying.
Right, like that's what I say. I say it could do some harm, but mostly it's for show. Mostly it gets attention.
She just says, like really quietly, like so she doesn't attract the attention of these horrible creatures. She's like, I want to go home. I want to go home.
We're going someplace safe, and our friends will pick us up in the boat, and everything will be okay. I promise.
Okay, so you just want to like get her away from.
I just want to keep on moving. Yep.
Okay. All right. The when you do, like the male like deer like lifts its head and like turns to look at you, and she like yelps, and that like gets the attention of the rest of them, and they all look up, and you notice that yeah, like they just kind of like all stare at you, like they don't seem startled at all. They just kind of notice you and like watch you as you like.
I'm gonna hustle, like, because I know I just said that stuff.
Sure.
Until I just said that stuff, but also I bet you lots of people get gored by deer.
Oh yeah.
They have just like no fear about people, right? There's only.
Right. And I was gonna say that's the thing I think to remember from like a modern audience perspective. Yeah. They're not. None of the wildlife is afraid of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, we keep on hustling down the road towards the rendezvous point.
Okay.
Which I think is like, it's like the thing I've been thinking about the rendezvous point is like, I kind of want it to be a better place than Gritch's cache, but like we don't get to use it because we need to not be traceable to that spot. So I'm thinking like a little motel or something. Mm-hmm. That's like nearest the water. Maybe like half of the motel is like half of the motel is sunk in, and is like the roof of that like second level of the motel is acting like a dock for where we will eventually pull boats up when we need to get out of here. But otherwise, it is just like, it's kind of a nice motel, but like it's not defensible and it's very obvious, and so we can't use it as our main base.
Cool. Okay, so you're gonna take her out that way.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So you sneak through the trees on your way towards towards that escape point. So
it's called the Point. It's called the Point. The Pointe motel. The Point Motel.
Nice. Okay. And that's like in that
area? Yep, that's exactly where it is. Yeah.
All right. Cool. I will add it. Add it to the map. There we go. So what are you doing, Gritch? I mean, both in the general and in the specific.
So I'm like treading water, and I'm trying to like get Twice's attention.
Okay.
And I think I'm probably like slowly drifting towards, like, not really meaning to, but I'm ending up like kind of going towards the dinghy. Mm-hmm. In fact, let's just say no. I swim towards the dinghy.
Yeah, you want to just?
I'm just like, he's standing on something. I'm gonna go over there and stand on something, and we'll be we'll be fine. And so yeah, I like swim over there to their boat.
Perfect.
Do I die immediately?
No. Yeah, you're just
Great.
it's over. Good. Thanks for playing though. That was fun.
No, I had a great
Yeah.
time.
Cool.
Bye, Andrew.
All right. See you next time. No, I think you're swimming through it, and it's like, I mean, how good a swimmer is Rich?
I think everyone's got to be a pretty good swimmer at this point. If you're still alive, it's because you're capable of swimming.
Sure. Okay.
I'm not like a great swimmer, but I'm not going to drown. Like, it'll take me like, I can be out here for an hour before I die.
Okay. All right. So the water here is pretty clear. You can see below you as you swim, like a highway, like a 4-lane highway, going between these two like bodies of mass that kind of runs that way. You can see the tops of buildings. A few of them just barely kind of like poke up out of the water. And as you're swimming, the water is getting like thicker, like it's harder to put your arms through it. And then you get to a point where like you can't pass through it anymore, but you could probably climb up on top of it.
Yeah, it feels like sand or something.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, yeah, so I'll get up
Okay.
onto it and like.
All right. So you pull yourself up, and you're standing on. You can feel your feet sinking a little bit into it. Like if you keep standing here, you'll just sink back in. It's like slow water, and you can pick chunks of it off of your clothes. Like you're not wet exactly, but there's like
So I'm like
of water sticking to you. You can pull them off.
brushing myself off.
Yeah.
And walking towards Twice.
Okay.
Giving Twice the eyes.
Okay. So as you get closer towards him, he like sees you now, slowly as you emerge, and he like brandishes the axe, and he's like, "Stay back," and like kind of like thrusts the point at you.
Yeah, and I just like quirk an eyebrow, like, you do realize what's going on, don't you?
He looks around. He's like, "What? Who the hell are you?" And he like swings the axe a couple of times.
And I'm like, like 2 meters away or something. Like safe distance.
Yeah. He's got the
6 feet. 6 feet.
Right.
6 feet away.
He's got the same general behavioral attitude as the mom from The Shining when he's like chasing up the stairs with the he's like all choked up on it, and it's just like, stay back.
Like really panicked and ineffectual.
Yeah, he's not actually trying to hit you, but he's like, I have an axe, right? And that means you can't get anywhere near me, right? Just get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, and I just smile like, it's okay, you can stay right there, and I pull my gun out.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Damn it.
When you like, what's your intent here for going for the gun? Do you want to shoot him, or is it like you want to threaten him more, or because he's not gonna respond well to that?
Yeah, I want to threaten him more. Yeah, I want him to feel like I'm gonna kill him.
Okay, it sounds like you're going aggro because he hasn't actually like it's not a battle.
Right.
Yeah, and so I'm like, oh yeah, you can stay right there. That's fine. And I pull out the gun, and I level it at him, and I just say, so you're gonna drop that axe and you're gonna come with me. Those are fun.
Okay, all right.
Gritch.
If Gritch and I had any psychic connection internally, I'm like super excited right now.
Roll the 4.
Oh no.
Oh God. Okay. Well.
Even hypnotized can't help you.
Christ. So your intent was to get him to drop the axe.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Lord. Why do you make me do this to you?
I know.
Hey, whoever highlighted my hard,
How many harm do you even have left?
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Just
Great.
you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. It's harm as established.
Yeah.
So you take the gun out and he just shrieks, and all you will remember later of this is the feeling of your entire like skeletal structure jarring as the axe head hits you in the clavicle.
Right.
I guess an axe. It's the closest we got is like a machete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you take 3 more harm.
Cool.
Gritch.
And does that max you out, or you got 1 left?
I'm at 0. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's all. That's it. He's just like and like.
So what does that mean? Him running out?
Well.
So, quick question: do we trade harm? So, do I like still manage to pull the trigger and shoot this guy? No, I just get axed.
This was the threat of harm.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a miss, I think it's a miss.
No, that's fine. I missed it.
Oh Lord.
It's important to know whether you take them with you.
Yeah.
I won't make you make the harm move because you're out. So when you suffer all of your harm, it's what you mark.
I can be either shattered, disfigured, crippled, or broken.
Or dead.
Yeah,
Or
we're just.
dead.
Yeah, you have the option to die,
Well,
or you can take a debility and stay alive.
So shattered is -1 cool, crippled is -1 hard, disfigured is -1 hot, and broken is -1 sharp.
Yeah. And I like that. Take note that no one can get any less weird by dying.
Yeah.
Dying does not make you less weird.
That's funny.
Yeah, there should be an option to get +1 weird when you die.
Yeah.
I'll take crippled. Make the appropriate changes on my character sheet.
So wait, what's your heart at now?
-3.
Cool. Good.
Nice. Yeah.
Violence isn't working out for me as it's not.
Yeah,
So-
weird.
I'm curious about something. Navari, when you see Twice swing the axe into Gritch's clavicle and they go down, spurting blood everywhere, do my orders to hold your fire stand, or do you do something else?
So that's what I was saying before. Like, can I see what's going on right now?
Maybe, but it's happening it's like watching an old, like low frame rate, like movie where it's like Gritch is in the water and then he's like standing, but then it jumps back and he's like back in the water again, and then the axe is in him, but then it's not.
I think I would definitely be like, I would probably rage a little bit, but I'm not sure I would throw or shoot anything at them because of throwing the clip earlier. I know that I feel like it would be a waste of my ammo, and I wouldn't necessarily do that because I saw metal go into that area and just turn into rust.
Yeah.
So witnessing that, I definitely I don't really know what to do at this point other than open my brain again if I need to or whatever.
Okay, so if you don't shoot, I cut the engine and dive overboard and swim to Gritch.
Okay. So here's the thing that happens. You go to dive overboard. Navari, you look over and see Gritch get hit with the axe, and what you guys see from outside is when the axe goes in, the blood that sprays up, like the rope, it doesn't just go up and then come down. It goes up and then just continues to expand in this sort of thin mist, to the point that it's spreading into a cloud that just seems to keep emerging from him in slow motion.
Awesome. Yeah.
And as the shadow of the cloud falls over the boat, there's a moment, and it's not like you black out and then wake up. It's just you're just somewhere else and things are different. I want to talk to Smith July about how you perceive this, but the boat, maybe you come around the corner, but the boat's already there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're just on the boat. The rope is coiled. Everything on the boat is as you would expect if they had just gone around in circles to pick it up. More happened. The last thing that you all remember is what I just described about the blood fountain thing. More happened after that, but you can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Here now. So, Gritch, you're on the boat. You don't have a broken clavicle. Your harm is still full. You're unconscious, but physically you're fine. Everything, your gunshot wound is gone. It's all just
But I'm still crippled.
yes, yeah. You bear the suffering, but not your body is fine.
Yeah, so I think it's just I have this weird unremembered but instinctual now break where it's just anytime violence comes up, I'm just
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. And in fact, actually, this is something that maybe all of you notice, that your clothes, your hair, your general, like your fingernails, like everything is. You look basically like your ideal self. Like you look nice, as if you'd like just bathed. Your hair is a different length if it wasn't like your perfect length before. Like you just got a haircut. Your clothes are all really clean. Like Navarra, you notice like all your weapons seem to have been disassembled, cleaned, and reassembled. All the magazines are full. Yeah, and the boat is like in great shape too. Like it looks like it was just like given a once over.
Oh man, that's so.
Is Gritch still injured?
No, Gritch physically looks fine.
Oh,
I'm just unconscious.
Better than fine. Yeah.
sure.
I look over at the wall of recording weird stuff, and try to find the drawing of Gritch taking an axe to the clavicle.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything drawn after that?
There's the drawing of that, because I assume Navarra, you're keeping track of these things. Yeah. Okay. So there is the drawing of the fountain, the cloud, and then after that, it looks like there were like more things drawn, but the panel that they're on has been removed and replaced with like a brand new, like out of the factory, like panel. And like under the rivets on the panel, there's still that like plastic wrap they put on like flat to protect it from getting scratched.
Can we unscrew the new panel?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't look like it's screwed in. It fits flush with the rest of them.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It was replaced.
It's not on top of something.
Oh my god, you're freaking me out.
Cool.
Do
awesome.
Is there any new metal in my armor?
No.
Okay.
Your armor. Can you? I mean, you're pretty familiar with your armor, right? Like,
Yeah.
It sounds to me like it's pretty much like the thing that you like.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just wondering if I would have like. I'm looking for that piece of metal, so I was wondering if it is somehow part of me, and I wouldn't,
One thing you do notice about your armor, like obviously the markings that you make on it happen over time, and I assume with different materials.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at it, the ones to you that should be like old scratches, and the ones that are brand new, like you just added today, they all look to be the same age. Like the old ones look new, and the new ones are a little aged. Like
Weird.
It looks like someone made a replica of your armor and then put it on you.
I see.
It's a prop version of what you expect.
Interesting.
Weird.
Okay.
Can I open my brain about what's going on? Is that how
Yes.
it works? Okay.
You sure can.
I want to do that.
So you're going into the maelstrom.
I'm
with just a
going
big
in.
old-
Yeah, I'm
what
going
the-
into the glass box. I can't see
Okay.
my way out of this situation at all, so I need my weird to tell me what's what.
Okay. Alrighty. So you get a vague impression. So I think so here's what happens. You go into the box, but this time the box is divided up into several subcubes. And as you open your eyes and look into the cubes, you notice that every single one, it's like a little, like they're little rooms. They're like 5 by 5 little cells, and stretching as far as you can see in any direction, up, down, left, right, all around you, is an identical box, and you're in every single one. There's just like a little version of you in every one of these boxes,
Okay.
stretching out to infinity.
I draw that concept inside of my armor before I exit and try my best to explain
Okay.
what the hell I'm seeing to Frankie. Sorry. It's playing with my mute button.
They're having a conversation with someone while they're on acid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drinking out of cups.
It's like
Does
a
anyone
box.
know what I'm talking about?
And when I'm in all the boxes, like
Yeah.
you try to explain that to me.
But I think I am the box.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about that.
XP.
Yep.
So you see, Smith July. You just see the boat just waiting for you, like you expected.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, as you look into the box, you see the subcubes, and as you look into the box, you see the
And again, I do that thing where I say a thing to try to build confidence in Tal, but actually it's for me. And I say, see, there you go. I'm here already. I told you everything would be okay. And I think I lead her over to the boat,
Mm-hmm.
and I give Frankie a what the half look.
Yeah, I mean, she's not playing it cool at all. She has this crazy 1,000-yard stare. She's just like,
Has Frankie's hair changed specifically?
Yeah.
What's the difference? What
It
was it
had
the last
gotten-
time?
It had gotten kind of long and frayed and scraggly over time, and now it's like nicely cut and clean, and she looks like $1,000,000. Her coat is all like, it's not all damp and soggy. It's all crisp. The collar's high and.
Frankie, you know I always liked your hair short, but this is what happened to you.
I have. Is it just us? Like, are you still?
I think it's just us.
Okay.
Kind of like ushered Cal onto the boat and then like moved us out. Like
if we have a second, if I'm just talking to you, I walk over and I like embrace you, and like she like puts her head like in your collarbone and like
I do like a head pat in the back, like hair, like finger in the hair.
She's like, I don't know. She like pulls away, and it's a little bit of old times here. I think.
Yep.
Like, it's not super romantic or anything, but it's really comforting, and
there's an intimacy there, of familiarity and safety and history.
Yeah, and I think she gets a little self-conscious, and then like puts her hands on your hips and kind of pushes back so you're at talking distance.
Yeah,
but she keeps her hands there. She's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
This whole place is a problem. This is why. So I didn't want to be over near there. I know Gritch had their stuff there, but
he's like, Gritch died.
Is Gritch on the boat?
So I think Tao is standing by the boat and is like looking down at him, and he's just like lying there unconscious.
Okay.
And she looks back at you and is like, "What's wrong with this guy? Is he okay?"
Do I wake up yet?
Is Gritch breathing visibly, or is Gritch like okay?
Yeah, he's just unconscious. Maybe not anymore. Maybe he starts to wake up.
It's like pull one of those like waking up nightmare moments. Just like, oh god.
And there's Tal right above you, looking right down at you. But Tal also just looks like Mercer.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I have this like,
yeah. So like she's just like hanging over you, staring down at you.
He pulls out his gun.
Just
kidding.
Never worked.
I told you, no guns.
And then like my hand goes to my side where I had been shot, and then like up to my like, just like, okay. And I like slowly sit up, and I'm sure I feel like terrible, just like aches and pains everywhere.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, you know what? You don't. Like,
I like halfway.
You feel physically like fine. Your body works fine. You're a little stiff, maybe. Like you feel fine, and you like something inside is still broken, but yeah, you feel okay.
Okay, well.
Actually, you know what? It makes way more sense if you just don't have any harm at all.
Yeah.
You have the problem that occurred from dying, but you're fine.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
also, when you take crippled or whatever, like your track resets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. It's all good.
Wow.
So yeah, I like kind of get to my feet slowly. I'm not really dead.
Yeah, so when I say that, I say Gritch died, and then you see him like stand up in the behind me out on the prow through the window.
Exactly.
And I point at the wall, and you see like Navari's drawing of him taking an axe to the neck.
I'm like Smith's eyes flabbergasted. He's just like completely overwhelmed. Everyone's okay now, though. Everyone's okay. We're all okay. It's like kind of a question.
There's definitely a moment where everyone looks at each other like,
Frankie starts to laugh. She's like, yeah, we're fine.
This fucking boat. And I give the boat a little kick. Like
Like a love kick?
Yeah, like a little love kick. Sam boat can just do anything, kick, you know? And I do a shoulder tap on Frankie, like a nice, like a squeeze. You guys made it through it. We got to deal with Tau now, and then everything will just get back to normal. We'll find a new place where we're safer, a little more stable, a little more secure, and everything else will follow nicely. It always has. We'll do it forever. We'll be fine.
So Tau, I think, looks at Novare and says, where did those gunshots come from? What was that about?
I mean, I guess, would I know that they were probably coming after Gritch? I don't know if they even told me. They never really told me because I didn't ask. I didn't care.
Did you say, like, we shot Mercer? I mean, I imagine you would have informed them of that awkward thing.
I think we decided that I didn't ask, though, last time because I didn't care. I'm just...
Yeah, no, I mean, if Gritch or Smith July, like, volunteered.
That was a line in the previous...
Right.
Where Smith was just like, "You shot Mercer."
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
I think I probably, I don't really know. They were coming after somebody else, but it's not my job to care. It's my job to protect you guys. I just go back to stacking stuff. I don't like that she's asking me questions. I don't talk like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll roleplay. It's not roleplay, but I'll do my shit if people are talking to me, but I'm not like the answer man. I'm just stacking.
I noticing that dynamic, I kind of wave Tau over. Tau, come here. I want you to meet Frankie. Frankie and I go way back. Frankie is the captain of this ship. Frankie keeps us safe. I mean, Navarre keeps us safe, but Frankie keeps us together.
Okay. She's like timidly kind of like puts her hand out to shake your hand, Frankie.
Yeah, I shake it and then I like hang on to it and lock eyes with her.
Yeah. She tries to take her hand away from you, like.
No.
I give Frankie a look, like a. There's art, like it's. In fact, I think Smith speaks up and says, "There's been a lot of drama today. I think we can just all use a nice, peaceful evening, maybe a little food, maybe a little music, and then we'll be on our way."
So
I don't know. I think you might have to manipulate me, buddy.
Okay. I'm doing it.
I'm just about to go into. You're gonna give us some answers, little girl.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna head that off.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Is to
All
stop
right.
you from going all crazy on her. Okay.
It's not super hostile yet.
No.
But it's definitely gonna ruin your
Very
vibe.
serious.
Right. So this is is it plus hex because it's interacting with you, or is it still just plus hot for her? Okay.
Yeah. Frankie could choose to interfere.
I see. Right.
Yeah, you're gonna roll hot. I could interfere with you by rolling my history with you.
Gotcha.
Do I want to? I might. Let me think about that.
Okay. Should I go ahead and roll first, or should I wait until you roll your interfere roll so I know what the?
Well, you can roll the interfere after. You can choose after Smith July rolls.
Okay.
And then that would allow you to decide if you want to nudge it in either direction, right?
Sure.
Because you could roll to help or to interfere.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Boom.
Nice.
It's not even if you interfere, nothing.
Interfere, it's still a 10.
Yeah.
So interfere, just to say the rule here. When you help somebody with your history, you give them +1. When you interfere, you give them -2. So interference is a little like more powerful.
Right.
What I want
you to do
you rock
is
it.
calm down and let Tau have some space and just like not put the pressure on right now. That's what I want from you.
Put the intense stare away for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. What do I need to promise you?
You don't need to promise. With a PC, it's a little different.
Oh, okay.
There's two things, and both of them apply.
Right.
So if I do it, you say I mark experience, which gives me an advance. So I will definitely do that. And also, because you got a 10, if I refuse, I'm acting under fire from from your like force of person. Like the next thing I do will be under fire because you've rattled.
Because you'll have my voice in your
Exactly. If I insisted right now, like fuck it, I'm not doing it, then I'd be acting under fire.
Mm-hmm.
But no, our relationship's great. I trust you.
Okay.
You head me off. I just lock eyes with her for a second, and then when you say that, I turn it into I put my hand on top of hers, and I'm like,
Same.
All right then.
And I think at this point I kind of chime in. I was like, yes, well, we really must make sure that no one has suffered any ill effects. I am a doctor after all.
Are you
like, and this is like talking to Tao. I'm just like, I'll just need to examine you before we can carry on the ship.
I give Gritch a look and then walk away.
Okay, so Tao looks at Gritch, and when you're like, I need to examine you, Tao looks at you, Smith Jolly, is like,
okay,
where are you going? Like,
Tao's
just kind of timidly makes a noise, like,
I make a hand motion that generally means like it's okay, but like I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
Okay. So is that a thing you want to do then, Gritch? You want to like take Tao? Is there a place on board where you would do this, or do you want to like leave and go find a room?
Yeah, there's definitely.
I'm sure there's a spot for it.
I think we have like 4 little berths on the ship that are like, one bunk sized berths that we all use, and you could use one of those. Or there's like a.
What this is gonna look like is just me sitting down with her, holding her hands for a minute, staring at her, and then like it's over, it's done.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, you're okay, and leave. Or well, we'll see. But
yeah, so we'll see. Let's take a break and we'll do the roll when we get back.
Great.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, hang tight, everybody. We will be back in 5 minutes. Thanks for watching.